Hello, welcome back to my classes on aromatic electrophilic substitution reaction. So previously in the same topic, advanced organic chemistry, aromatic electrophilic substitution, I uploaded one video, and supporting to that one more video was there, that is of class number 6 of organic chemistry classes, in which the electrophilic substitution reactions, their general reaction mechanism and the formation of the electrophiles are explained or discussed, mainly explained in detail in that particular video. So continuation of that, previous class we seen that the aromatic electrophilic substitution reactions follow adenium ion mechanism or Wheeland mechanism, or also which is called as sigma complex mechanism. In between pi complex is also found, but finally we call it as sigma complex mechanism. Now the evidences for adenium ion mechanism, why we call this aromatic electrophilic substitution reaction as adenium ion mechanism, is there should be some evidences supporting that. Anyhow, the mechanism proposed always it will be theoretically proposed one, and we need scientific evidences to confirm that that is always that particular mechanism it is getting followed. So the formation of adenium ion explained in this manner. Say took the aromatic compound as benzene as example, then an electrophile E with a positive charge or anything which can attract electron, or having deficiency of electron we call it as electrophile. In a slow reaction, it gives a complex. Then a positive charge is generated in the benzene ring or aromatic ring as it donates the electron density towards the electrophile, and that get stabilized by the resonance structures. So the possible resonance structures are given. So those resonance structures combinedly we call it as the resonating structure. The resonating structure we call it as the adenium ion. Over here, since we took benzene as example, that is benzenium ion. Now this benzenium ion, it is somewhat stabilized by resonance. So stabilization is there, means it is possible for us to separate it out or isolate, and in drastic conditions if you maintain, or required conditions if you maintain, it is should be possible to separate it because it has got some stabilization. But as it loses the aromatic nature, its stability is not as high as that of the original compound, that is the benzene. Okay, therefore, formation of adenium ion, or if you can isolate the obtained adenium ions, or say benzenium ions, took the example, if any adenium ions, if we can separate. So one such experiment was done on mesitylene, which is made to react with the CH3, CH2F, fluoroethane in presence of BF3 at a very low temperature, minus 80 degrees Celsius. So the mesitylene structure I am drawing, that is 3 CH3 groups attached to the benzene ring in this particular manner. Again, the hydrogen I am representing that just to indicate the substitution reaction, that hydrogen is getting substituted by electrophile. So this is the mesitylene structure. No need to represent this hydrogen here as such. Otherwise, also it is understood one hydrogen is present here, another hydrogen is present on this side also. One more hydrogen is present here. Okay, only one hydrogen is represented here. It reacts with the reagent CH3, CH2F in presence of BF3 at minus 80 degrees Celsius, and the obtained product as an intermediate, that is the adenium ion. So this adenium ion plus BF4 minus, okay, negative charge is there on boron. Okay, so a small, it is given in very small value, so that it has got a negative sign also, a negative charge is also present, BF4 negative. So this adenium ion, it got isolated when this reaction done at minus 80 degrees Celsius. The reaction somewhat stopped, and the product, when they analyzed it, they found that it is the adenium ion, and its melting point is also found to be approximately about minus 15 degrees Celsius. That means once we can isolate an adenium ion, that means that adenium ion exists, or it follows that mechanism. That adenium ion which is isolated, which is on further heating. Okay, it was at minus 80 degrees Celsius, which are on heating, it get converted into the product at what that actually expected from the original compound. So the final product I'm writing here. Okay, so that is the final product obtained, and the final product also we obtained, and the previous one, aluminum ion, that is the intermediate state or the resonance stabilized state that got isolated. Okay, so once it is isolated, now it become a proof that aluminum ion does exist, and the aromatic electrophilic substitution reaction follows through aluminum ion mechanism. Now the isolated benzenium ion, even benzenium ion also got isolated, and it's studied by the NMR studies, carbon 13 NMR studies, and the benzenium ion was prepared by using a superacid at -134 degrees Celsius, and is studied by NMR spectroscopy, so giving that structure. So this superacid, we can call it as that name is fluoroantimonic acid in sulfuride chloride fluoride, as well as sulfur dioxide also needed as a supporting solvent. Okay, so this is called as a superacid because it can acidify, or it can protonate even the benzene at -134 degrees Celsius. The obtained is the benzenium ion. Benzenium ion also separated, and it's studied for the carbon, the nature of the carbon by carbon 13 NMR spectroscopy, and the spectroscopy values for the particular carbon. This particular carbon, the value found to be 186.6, and this particular carbon is also a similar carbon because ortho position carbon. Okay, so that also got 186.6. Then the para, you are usually say that ortho para directing groups, aromatic electrophilic substitution, the word comes ortho para. So ortho para shares almost the same electron density. They are become similar carbon. So the nature of the carbon with the electron density becomes almost similar. For the para position, the value is somewhat near to that, 178.1. The remaining two, that is the meta positions, at 136.9 for the both meta position compared to this, if you consider it as the substituted product or substituted atom or group of atoms. So here we have added one extra hydrogen here. Therefore, comparatively, the ortho position, para position have similar values for the carbon, and meta position also have similar values. So that also supports the formation of aluminum ion. Now, the third method to support aluminum ion mechanism, that is isotope effect. A difference in rate of reaction due to difference in isotope present in the reaction system, we call it as isotope effect. Okay, so if proton is lost before arrival of the electrophile, suppose if you think that aromatic electrophilic substitution reactions are not following the aluminum ion mechanism, it follows SC1 mechanism. What is SC1 mechanism? Already a video class I covered, and it is there available in my YouTube channel, My Intuition. Please go to the playlist of that one and you can find it out. SC1 mechanism, SC2 mechanism, SCI mechanism, all those explained in detail. So if it follows SC1 mechanism, means initially the hydrogen will be lost as H+, then the electrophile will come and attack. If you think in that way, then if you take the example of even deuterated case of benzene, those two examples will see both having carbon hydrogen bond, but in a benzene as such, we could say it is carbon hydrogen bond, whereas in deuterated it becomes carbon deuterium bond. If it is a tritium substituted, then it becomes a carbon tritium bonds. So we know that deuterium tritium are more electron density there, therefore the bond will be strong. CD bond will be strong compared to that of CH, therefore it is difficult to break or difficult than that of a CH bond. Okay, so giving the example here, so this is a normal benzene with only the normal hydrogen atom. It's not the isotope. On electrophilic attack, say we are not following the aluminum ion mechanism. The H initially becomes H plus and creates a electron density, extra electron density on that particular position, which attracts the electrophile with the removal of H plus. So this is not the correct mechanism. Just to explain the isotope effect, I'm representing here. Okay, so the electrophile is attached to that and with H plus. That means H plus is initially removed and then the electrophile is attached. If you consider that of a deuterated one, so I'm replacing the H with deuterium. Okay, so deuterated case with electrophile, same way we are thinking that CH bond breaks. So CD bond break here, it is not H as such, we consider as a deuterium. Therefore, this bond will break as seen in the first case. The bond breaks, then it attacks to the electrophile. So that bond breaks, it attacks the electrophile with the D plus ion formation, and the expected product with that particular mechanism is giving the product. Okay, since it is deuterium is present than that of the normal benzene, then the breakage of CD bond, it will be slower. So the second set of reaction supposed to be even slower compared to the first set of reaction. So here two set of reaction is given, which is separated by this line. Okay, so the first set of reaction should go a little bit faster rate than that of the second set of reaction, because here it is deuterium. Carbon deuterium bond, it is difficult to break than that of a carbon hydrogen bond. Therefore, we expected that this reaction will become little bit slower reaction. But in actual practice, this slowerness is not observed. Even the deuterated cases, the final product obtained or even the intermediate formation or the rate of reaction is not much affected, even if it is deuterated or shear. That means this isotope effect is not there as such. When we do the experiment, this isotope effect is not there. Otherwise, with the isotope or presence of isotope, the reaction should slow down. Okay, so since the reaction is not slowing down with the deuterium, so we can say that this particular mechanism in which initially the hydrogen is lost as proton, then electrophile attacks, or it follows, if we say that it follows SE1 mechanism, it is not following the SE1 mechanism, or it gives the rhenium ion mechanism only. So many such studies have carried out, and in most cases, rare cases are there which shows it is not supporting a rhenium ion mechanism, but majority of the studies, they support that isotope effect is not present. Say example, in the case of nitration, mainly the isotope effect is not seen. Therefore, it supports all these supports that aromatic electrophilic substitution reaction follows a rhenium ion mechanism. Okay, so finally we conclude that the aromatic electrophilic substitution reactions follows a rhenium ion mechanism. Now, some common electrophilic substitution reactions. There are many electrophilic substitution reactions are there, like halogenation, nitration, sulfonation, alkylation, acylation. Many are there. Even ipso reactions also comes under aromatic electrophilic substitution reactions, and many other heterocyclic aromatic compounds also give reaction. All those will be covered in this particular class series only. Okay, now we'll take the example of halogenation. Halogenation, it is a reaction of a halogen with an aromatic compound in presence of a Lewis acid. Because in case of aromatic compound, not just like the doubly bonded compounds or just like alkenes, alkenes can react with halogens in a little bit faster rate than that of the halogen react with the aromatic. Halogen as such, it will not react with the aromatic compound. It needs the catalyst. Lewis acid act as the catalyst. Example, aluminum trihalide, Fe trihalide, in which X is a halogen. For example, for Lewis acid taken, so I'm giving the structure of a Lewis acid, FeX3. And this FeX3, that is the Lewis acid, it acts as a catalyst, so it supports, initiates to polarize the halogen-halogen bond, because the halogen-halogen bond should polarize. It should give a positive charged halogen and a negatively charged halogen. Then only the positive charged halogen can be taken by the benzene ring. Okay, so it polarizes, it forms a bond with that of, so that is represented here. The FeX3, it tries to form a bond with halogen XX, thereby weakening the bond, becomes partial negative charge, partial positive charge, because one of the halogen, the electron density is shifted towards the other halogen, then towards the iron, and finally it breaks and bond breakage takes place, and we're getting electrophile. halogen with a positive charge, and this catalyst, it will continue the reaction. Okay, so the one of the reaction I'm giving, general representation I'm giving. So in presence of FeX3, the halogen bond polarization takes place, and due to the polarization we are getting the corresponding rhenium ion with FeX4 with a negative charge. That further FeX4 negative charge, the negative charge takes a proton, becomes hydrogen halide, and gives the final product halogen substituted benzene or halogen substituted aromatic compound plus HX plus FeX3. That is the catalyst that we got back. So this is the general mechanism for halogenation, in which X may be bromine or chlorine. Okay, only bromine and chlorine cases we are explaining here. So what will happen? What happened to the fluorine as well as iodine? Now, bromination can be done with bromine as well as FeBr3. Chlorination can be done with chlorine and AlCl3. These are general reagents used for bromination and chlorination. And these type of reactions or analogous reactions with iodine or chlorine are not synthetically useful because iodine is too unreactive and fluorine reacts too violently. Okay, so violently means explosion takes place. We are not getting the final product as such. Explosion takes place, many explosive reactions happens. So iodination requires an acidic oxidizing agent like nitric acid or sodium bicarbonate, which oxidizes the iodine to iodinium ion. The relative rate, if you consider bromination of toluene, it's a comparison. These three examples comparison is given around 10 to the power 10, and bromination of 2-methyl anisole is 6 times 10 to the power 10. Bromination of 2,6-dimethyl anisole is 0.4 into 10 to the power 10. Okay, so the first example, that is bromination of toluene. So okay, toluene, that is CS3 methyl benzene, commonly we call it as toluene. Toluene on bromination, that is Br2 FeBr3, will be getting a product which is ortho bromine substituted, plus we also getting the para bromo substituted, as well as we may get the meta substituted. But we know that in CS3 it is orthopara directing. Therefore, orthopara directed products are major product. Therefore, orthobromotoluene as well as para-bromotoluene will be the major products, and very minor quantity of metabromotoluene also can be prepared. So bromination of toluene is relatively faster due to the presence of ring activating CS3 group, which is orthopara directing. So compared to benzene, toluene reacts faster. Bromination of toluene yields a mixture of orthobromotoluene, para-bromotoluene, and metabromotoluene, and the major products are ortho and para-bromotoluene. Now the second example with a 2-methyl anisole. Anisole is OCH3 group and having position 2 having CS3 group. So this is 2-methyl anisole. Even the oxygen lone pair of electron I represented here, because so that you can say that this lone pair of electrons participates in the resonance stabilization. Therefore, it is activating group. Even CS3 is also a ring activating group. So orthomethyl anisole, when it reacts with the Br2 and FeBr3. So we know that CS3 group is a ring activating group because of inductive effect, whereas the methoxy group OCS3 or CS3O group, it activates the ring by resonance, and resonance stabilization is having better stability or than that of the inductive effect stabilized the ring. Therefore, the expected product should be at the para position to the methoxy group. Therefore, we'll be getting bromine substitution here. That is 4-bromo 2-methyl anisole. Okay, here you can see that the Br, it is at ortho meta position when we compare with that of CS3. But for OCS3 group, it is in para position, and also the inductive effect also supports the Br. Then example, bromination of 2,6 dimethyl anisole. Okay, so anisole already seen, that is OCH3 group present. Now position 2 and position 6 having 2 methyl groups. So okay, so that is position 2, position 3, Br2 plus FeBr3, which reacts and gives the product again at the para position compared to ortho, methoxy group. Para position bromine substitution takes place, that is 4-bromo 2,6 dimethyl anisole. Now the rate what you are explained that the rate of the reaction of toluene as well as methyl orthomethyl anisole as well as 2,4-6-methanisole. Now I think it is understood, clearly understood, that is the orienting effect of the group present in the Ben aromatic group. In case of toluene, only CH3 group was there. When it becomes orthomethoxy group, okay, so this particular example, when it comes to the second example number 2, the rate of reaction is increased because of the resonance stabilization of OCH3 group. When it comes to this particular example, 2,6-dimethylanisole, actually the reactant rate it is decreased, becomes 0.4. Okay, so why it decreased? Decreased because it is having electron supporting electron density donating group as well as CH3 group are also present, but both the CH3 groups are present near to that of a CH3O group, and this creates a steric hindrance. So the steric hindrance makes this methoxy group to go away from the plane of this benzene ring, which disturbs the delocalization of the electron. So because of that strain present in the ring, the rate of reaction it is decreased to 0.4 into 10 to the power 10. Okay, so I think now it is clear why the rate relative rate of reaction with that of toluene, bromination of toluene, bromination of 2-methyl anisole, as well as bromination of 2,6-dimethyl anisole are different. Now, if the ring contains a strongly activating substance such as OH hydroxyl group or alkoxy group or amines, a catalyst is not necessary. For example, in bromination of paracrosol. So paracrosol, that is OH group on OH and CH3 are mutually para positions to each other. We call it as paracrosol. It can react with directly with Br2, even no need of FeBr3. The solvent is used, C2H4Cl2 at 20 degrees Celsius for 8 hours. If it can react to give the product, two bromine atom substituted compound. Okay, so here the substitution, it takes ortho position to the hydroxy near to that, because hydroxy group can have resonance stabilization, whereas CH3 group only have inductive effect. So both are ring activating group, but due to the resonance stabilization of hydroxyl group, because of the presence of lone pair of electrode, this is more activating group. Hydroxyl group is more activating. Even alkoxy group present, they are also more activating. Even amine groups, NH2 group is present, then also they are more activating group than that of CS3. Therefore, we can expect the substitution based on that particular group. Therefore, ortho positions are getting substitution because of presence of OH. Now, chlorination of toluene with chlorine without catalyst requires a polar solvent as well, such as acetic acid. It requires a polar solvent as well, such as acetic acid. So that example I'm giving. So chlorination Cl2 with no catalyst present, but a solvent required, that is polar in nature, CH3COOH, that is polar solvent. Example for a polar solvent. And the product expected is orthochlorotoluene plus parachlorotoluene. Okay, so toluene chlorination can be done in presence of acetic acid, in which the parachlorotoluene is having more yield, around 92% yield. Now, if the solvent is replaced, okay, previous case it was acetic acid. If the solvent is replaced by tetrachloromethane or carbon tetrachloride, then there is no reaction is expected. There is no reaction given by this. That means the solvent also affect the aromatic electrophilic substitution reaction. If the substrate, okay, that is the example I given to explain the solvent effect. If chlorination of toluene is done with acetic acid, reaction is there. But if the solvent is changed with the carbon tetrachloride, there is no reaction. Now, if the substrate is 2-phenylethylamine, same reagents are maintained, and the substrate it is changed, it is 2-phenylethylamine. Okay, so this is 2-phenylethylamine. That is ethylamine, position 2 having phenyl group. That's why the UPC nomenclature 2-phenylethylamine. It reacts with the chlorine in presence of the non-polar solvent, the carbon tetrachloride, at room temperature. It can form an intermediate. There is no reaction directly happening to the benzene ring. Chlorination of the amine group takes place initially. Chloramine intermediate is formed. So this can treat as an intermediate. Now this intermediate, which is chloramine intermediate, in which chlorine is having lone pair of electron, and the alkyl groups, it activates the ring. Now electrophilic substitution reaction is possible at this particular position, ortho position, because the ring structure which it formed with the tetrahedral shape of molecules, the chlorine will come near to the ortho position, any of the ortho position, and ortho position, now the electrophile attack, it is possible. Therefore, the intermolecular rearrangement reaction takes place further, and we can say that the chlorine is connected to the ortho position. Therefore, even the non-polar solvents are used. When the substrate, if it is stronger towards the electrophilic substitution reaction, which supports as the intermolecular support is present, intermolecular rearrangement are possible, then also we can expect the final product. Now, next is sulfonation. Sulfonation is done with a fuming sulfuric acid. That is, SO3 is the main electrophile present in presence of H2SO4, which is act as a catalyst, and this mixture of 8% SO3 in concentrate H2SO4 in industries, they are called as oleum. That means sulfonation is done with oleum. So it forms benzene sulfonic acid. We know how two sulfuric acid molecules, when they combine, how the SO3 is formed, already explained in my previous class video. Just a repetition of that. So the rearrangements I'm just giving, the possible rearrangement, and finally we are getting SO3 as the attacking electrophile, or as the electrophile. Even this particular ion can also be used as it can also be considered as the electrophile, but better stability is there for SO3. Therefore, SO3 is treated as the electrophile. So taking the example of benzene with the SO3. Okay, so benzene reacts with the SO3, that is sulfonation reaction. The possible reaction mechanism, the attack of electron density of the benzene to that of sulfur, and the sulfur oxygen double bond, one of the double bond, it breaks towards oxygen and gives an intermediate, that is the rhenium ion. And this intermediate rhenium ion, in which oxygen having a negative charge, it can abstract a proton from that position. For the proton, when it goes, it attached to the SO3 minus group, it becomes SO3H. So we'll be getting benzene sulfonic acid. So this is the reaction mechanism of sulfonation. Now, because the reaction of SO3 with water is so exothermic, the sulfonation of benzene can be reversed. That means the benzene as well as the benzene sulfonic acid, the substrate as well as the final product, if you compare, both are having almost same energy level. the reagent as well as the substrate as well as the final product having almost same energy levels, or they can be reversed. Benzene sulfonic acid in dilute dilute sulfuric acid, it gives back benzene. Okay, so that means it is a reversible reaction that we already explained in that organic chemistry class series, that it is the example for an IPSO attack. Okay, so anyhow, IPSO attack in detail I'll be explaining in this class series again. Okay, so it can act as a the sulfonation reaction. It can be used as a blocking group. SO3H can be used as a blocking group to control further aromatic substitution at that particular position, and we can block that site of carbon, and later we can regain it back. Okay, therefore many reactions they use sulfonation as a intermediate blocking as a blocking group to get a desired product. Now, preparation of benzene with a deuterium isotope. So already we seen that deuterium isotope, how it is used as isotope effect, but it is not giving isotope effect. How we get prepared that deuterated benzene? Deuterated benzene can be prepared by sulfonation reaction. Okay, so this is the undeuteраted or normal benzene, which reacts with deuterated sulfuric acid H2SO4. In place of that, T2SO4, as well as dilution, that is H in place of H2O, D2O. We know that when it is a dilute sulfuric acid case, the reaction goes, sulfonation takes place, and it gives back, it reverses, the reaction reverses. So we expect that it reacts with the first hydrogen, one of the hydrogen it replaced by SO3H, and when it gives a reverse reaction, it will be replaced by deuterium. Then the next site of hydrogen will be sulfonated. When it the reaction is reversed, will be getting deuterated. Like that, all the 6 hydrogen can be replaced. All the 6 hydrogen can be replaced step by step, or the reaction it happens, and finally we can prepare, or finally we'll be obtaining the deuterated benzene, or benzene with deuterium in place of hydrogen, deuterium present. Now sulfonation of acetophenone. Acetophenone structure I'm drawing COCH3, C6H5COCH3, that is acetophenone. Acetophenone reacts with SO3 in presence of sulfuric acid. Okay, so COCH3. So where we expecting the SO3H? It is expected at a meta position, because COCH3 it is a ring deactivating group. Okay, so when it deactivates the group, the ortho para position having positive charge compared to normal benzene structure, whereas meta position is not having that much positive charge. Therefore, the SO3H2 or sulfonic acid or the electrophile will attack the meta position. Now, sulfonation of toluene, CH3 sulfonation, SO3H2SO4 media. Okay, toluene, it is a ortho-para-directing. Therefore, SO3H it is present as well as para position. Okay, so we'll be getting ortho as well as a para position substitution as the major products. 43% of ortho will be obtained, 57% of para substituted product will be obtained. Now, the sulfonation of phenol, not giving the reaction as such, you can write it down the reaction. If sulfonation of phenol is carried out at low temperatures, such as around 288 to 293 Kelvin, that means around 15 to 20 degrees Celsius, we call it as kinetically controlled reaction, and which is orthoisomer is obtained. Whereas if you increase the temperature 373 Kelvin, that means around 100 degrees Celsius, then temperature effect is there. We call it as thermodynamically controlled product, which is para-isomer will be obtained. Okay, as the major product. So if the orthophenol sulfonic acid is heated to 373 Kelvin, then it also will be converted into the more thermodynamically stable paraphenol sulfonic acid. Okay, and this is the mainly due to the reason that unlike other electrophilic aromatic substitution reaction, sulfonation reaction, it is a reversible reactions. Now, reversible sulfonation. why we say it is reversible. In case of benzene, we may get confused whether reversible reaction takes place happened or not, because all benzene ring positions are equal. So to identify the kinetic as well as thermodynamic control reactions. Okay, so for the reversible attack on a substituted benzene, the prediction of final position of the electrophile is complicated. It can be done with a naphthalene. Okay, sulfonation of naphthalene. Okay, so this is naphthalene's structure. Sulfonation at 80 degrees Celsius. It will at lower temperature, it will give position 1. Okay, that is the position 1 of naphthalene. Position 1 got substituted with SO3H. If at a higher temperature, it will be getting at position 2. Okay, so whether the product is the substitution at position 1 or position 2, in case of naphthalene, it is easy to identify by methods, different methods, spectroscopy method itself. It is easy to identify. Therefore, we can say that the kinetic as well as thermodynamic control is there in case of aromatic electrophilic substitution. Lower temperature, it is kinetically controlled, and higher temperature, we call it as thermodynamically controlled mechanism. And at high temperature, the position 2 is having even better stability due to the repulsive force between the hydrogen present on the position I and R. Okay, so that explanation will give later classes. So you can say that to support the kinetic as well as thermodynamic control, naphthalene was taken and its sulfonation was taken to explain the kinetic versus thermodynamic control. The two isomeric sulfonic acids are formed under different conditions, with one sulfonic acid at low temperature and two sulfonic acid at high temperature, and even one sulfonic acid at high temperature is converted into two sulfonic acid. And therefore we can say that one sulfonic acid is a kinetic product or product of kinetic control, and two sulfonic acid is a thermodynamic product, or which is a thermodynamically controlled product, which is more stable at a high temperature. Now, next example of aromatic electrophilic substitution, that is nitration reaction. Okay, so nitration reaction is done with a nitrating mixture, that is a mixture of concentrated nitric acid and sulfuric acid, in which sulfuric acid acts as the catalyst. So nitric acid as well as sulfuric acid structure is given. Sulfuric acid is more acidic compared to nitric acid, therefore it can donate a proton. So it donates a proton to the nitric acid. Sulfuric acid donates a proton to nitric acid, which becomes protonated nitric acid, which further rearrangement of electrons takes place to give the nitronium ion or nitrile cation, which is the electrophile, and it is a linear molecule now. We call it as nitronium ion or nitrile cation, and the HSO4 minus. Okay, so HSO4 minus, that also present in the solution, or it's also present in the medium, which is later takes the proton from the benzene ring. Okay, so taking the example reaction, benzene reacts with the nitronium ion. The attack of electron density from benzene to the electrophile takes place. The withdrawal of N double bond towards oxygen to give the nitronium ion with the N plus O minus and NO2. Now we can see the Reynolds structure of NO2, it got disturbed now. Okay, so N plus and O minus. So here it is somewhat stable, because here it can undergo resonance delocalization. Therefore, the one which takes the proton, it is not this O minus, it is the HSO4 minus. Okay, therefore HSO4 minus takes a proton from the benzene ring, and the benzene and the adenine ion, not the benzene ring. It takes from a proton from the adenine ion, so that that states the aromatic nature. It gets a more electron density, so that it can form the aromatic ring structure or aromatic nature, and will be getting the final product, that is nitrobenzene. So this is nitration of benzene. Now toluene, it can undergo nitration to give ortho and para nitrotoluene isomer at a lower temperature, that is kinetically controlled. Whereas if we increase the temperature, it becomes converted into dinitrotoluene, and finally it may undergo explosion, explosive trinitrotoluene also can be prepared. For controlled reaction, we can isolate trinitrotoluene TNT also. Phenol upon treatment. So that first case, that is with toluene. Now phenol upon treatment with dilute nitric acid undergo nitration at low temperature, 298 Kelvin, to give a mixture of ortho and para-nitrophenol. But when the reaction is done with a concentrated nitric acid, nitration results in formation of 2,4,6 trinitrophenol, which is commonly called as the picric acid. Acetophenone, when nitrated, the major product is meta substitution, because we know the phenone aceto group, CO group present, carbonyl group present, which is a electron ring deactivating group. Therefore, only meta position, the expected results are there. Now, Friedel-Crafts alkylation, acylation, ipso attack, mechanism of Wilsmeyer-Hart reaction, Mannich reaction, diazonium coupling reaction, Beckmann reaction, Fries rearrangement, and their importance will be discussed in the coming video classes. So please do subscribe my YouTube channel, My Intuition, like the videos and share the link to others. Hope you understood the aromatic electrophilic substitution reaction with halogenation as well as halogenation, sulfonation, and nitration, with the example of benzene and electro compound. More complicated aromatic ring structures, their sulfonation, nitration, and halogen will be discussed in coming classes. Mainly the heterocyclic aromatic compounds will be explained in coming classes. Do be with this YouTube channel, My Intuition. Once again, thank you very much and have a nice day.